Okay, so after the dramatic end to the last video, I know this isn't what you're expecting, but I found out what Atticus is good at. So we're filming in my room earlier, right? And Jem looks out the window and he sees this dog, and he's kind of just sitting there. The dog, I mean. Jem was freaking out. But the dog, at this point I realized it was the Johnson's dog, Tim, was just sitting there, kind of foaming at the mouth. I didn't see what Jem was so worried about, but then the dog got up and started walking. No, lurching. So I call for Calpurnia, who's the only one home. She looks out the window and sees the dog, and she freaks out and calls Atticus, who's at work. Then she calls Miss Maudie and Stephanie Crawford and Rachel Haverford and like half the street and tells them there's a rabid dog outside. After the initial shock, I didn't really get what the big deal was, but apparently rabid dogs like go crazy and attack people, so we were all in grave danger, which I honestly didn't really believe. It's not like anyone was gonna go poke it with a stick. But Cal was like losing her mind. She went through the phone book twice and realized she didn't have a number for the Radleys. I told her, don't worry, they probably leave their house about twice a month, but Cal was on a mission now. She told us to stay inside and then went out in her socks and rang the Radleys' doorbell. They didn't answer. I don't know if that doorbell even works anymore. So then Atticus gets home, followed by a police car which pulls up right in front of our door, and the literal sheriff gets out and pulls out his gun. And this whole time the dog is slowly lurching its way towards us, but then it gets to a side street and it stops. And Sheriff Tate raises his gun and aims it at the dog, and just kind of stands there for a long time. And this is when it got weird. Sheriff Tate beckons Atticus towards him and tries to hand him the gun. And Atticus goes towards him, and Sheriff Tate says, "Take it, Mr. Finch. This is a one-shot job." And the weirdest thing was, Atticus didn't even seem surprised. Just sad. He says he hasn't shot a gun in 30 years. And Sheriff Tate says, "I'd be mighty comfortable if you did now." Jem and I are inside at this point, staring out the window. And Atticus takes the gun. He goes out into the middle of the street, pushes his glasses up on top of his head, and they slip back down, and it's so quiet you can hear them shatter as they hit the ground. And then all of a sudden, the dog, who's taken like 3 slow steps this whole time, suddenly goes rigid. And Atticus raises the gun and shoots the dog, and it falls. They go over to check the body. The shot went in a centimeter from his heart. And Sheriff Tate, calm as anything, goes, "You were a little to the rat, Mr. Finch." And Atticus says, "Always was." What? My father, Atticus Finch, can shoot a gun from 100 feet away and miss his target by a centimeter? Apparently when he was a kid, he'd like go out and shoot doves all the time, and he was so good at it, they called him One-Shot Finch. Pow! But sure, Miss Maudie, he's great at checkers.
Scout, it's time for dinner. What are you doing?
Just vlogging about today.
About Atticus? Scout,
I know what you're gonna say, but we'll go back to talking about the Radleys as soon as...
That's not it.
What are you doing?
Turning it
It's
off.
my camera, don't touch it.
Why do you feel the need to record everything?
What?
Does Atticus know about these vlogs?
I don't know, does it matter?
What about Uncle Jack? Does he know? I saw the video with Francis. You recorded them without asking. That's illegal.
No, it's not. Why are you acting all superior all of a sudden?
Why are you acting so immature? If Atticus wanted people to know about his shooting, he would tell them himself. It's not for us or anyone else to share, especially not with random strangers on the internet.
Why wouldn't he want people to know about it? It's not like it's shameful.
Maybe for Atticus it is.
Well, I think it's cool. And guess what? It's my video blog. I get to post whatever I want.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Then you don't have to participate. Well, someone needs to get the stick out of their ass. I'm not doing anything wrong. It's just good journalism. And it's not like anyone watches these anyway. Well, I guess that's all I have for today. See you next time, whether my idiot brother likes it or not.